Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
After Zoomies at the dog park, it's time for Drive Up at Target. In goes a big bag of kibble and one squeaky chicken toy for the good boy. Drive Up that's ready when you are, only in the Target app. Just tap Target.
9 años pidiendo el Snack Wrap. Aquí tienes tu Snack Wrap. ¿Tú quieres un Snack Wrap? Toma tu Snack Wrap. ¿Tú también? Toma un Snack Wrap. Snack Wrap, Snack Wrap, Snack Wrap. Volvió el Snack Wrap. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtual Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your virtual pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
Welcome back to the Skating Penguin Network, everyone. It is Robbie here again with Snail. We're recording this, at least my time, late in the evening of Friday, July 25th. We are now less than a week until August. And before I bring Snail in here, I'm sure that all the fans out there are pretty much already aware of the fact we are in the dog days of hockey summer right now. And Snail just mentioned to me that he's doing some roller hockey. But, man, it outside of what you can get in terms of tidbits of news or any kind of excitement to get the kind of momentum rolling, we are in a hockey lull, and we will be there for at least the next month. But it is a tough time to be a hockey fan now.
Yeah, it's super tough right now, especially it's the dog days of summer when – I don't know about you, Robbie, but I follow a lot of hockey accounts, Puck Empire is one that I'm really into, and or not, I wouldn't say really into, but they're a source, they're usually first on my feed on Instagram with hockey tidbits, and it's no name reports coming out. I just saw the juiciest tidbit I saw recently was that maybe Frank Saravalli or something, who I don't know how these guys are keeping these insiders are keeping their podcasts going. They are reaching as they're reaching for straws at this point. But I saw that the Oilers might be interested in Brian Rust, and that was the biggest headline I saw. And it's just if you want to pay.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's interested in Brian Rust right now,
including the Penguins.
Yeah. Including the Penguins. Yeah,
I don't think the Penguins are I don't think the Penguins are in a place where they're they want to sell him. I mean, he's a 30-goal scorer now. You can really say that. You've got him and Raquel locked up at $5 million or $5.5 million each apiece. I don't think the Penguins are looking to just get rid of consistent two-way scoring right wingers. I don't think that that's the case. But to my point, it's dry. There's nothing going on right now. As for you, Robbie, what's keeping you going right now as a hockey fan or a Penguins fan? Are you just trying to stay away from the news and the dumb media of no-name accounts basically saying that Sidney Crosby might want to play for the Maple Leafs, or are you watching old games? What are you up to?
So I definitely try to stay away from the garbage, and it's very clearly right now when some of these, I don't even want to call them insider accounts, but the ones that if they hear the thinnest thread of news will make it into this big. I try to stay away from that garbage. I still watch what podcasts come out this time of year for hockey, mostly Spit and Chicklets when they come out. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the What's Chaos crew or What Chaos. They're out of Boston. They're an NHL podcast, YouTube show.
Never heard of them. Are they fun? Fun to watch?
Yeah, it's very our age coded. It's very
nice.
It's not they don't just sit down and talk about news and stuff. during the season they have different players on, different media people. Pete Blackburn is the one that runs it. He's a big hockey guy. He's a big Bruins fan. It's run out of Boston, but they do less with the garbage. If like a Crosby thing comes up, it's kind of like a half joking, like, oh, we got to talk about this, and like, this is stupid. We're just that kind of stuff. But it's mostly like there's like pop culture involved in it too, like with hockey. It's kind of definitely more geared toward people our age or a little bit younger than like the professional class, I guess you could say, in terms of like they don't just sit there and like talk about like here's what I heard from. They're not like source like an Elliot Friedman or Frank Cervalli or something like that.
Oh yeah, which during the year I love those types during the year.
You need a break. You need something different.
For sure. I'll have to give them a peek.
Yeah, it's called What Chaos, and they're on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. They're pretty good stuff. But no, I've been watching some like I don't want to say full games, but like highlights mostly. I always go back and watch like I found compilations of like every goal the Penguins scored during their cup runs.
Oh, I love those. That's a good one.
Those are great. There's so many you forget about, like game-changing goals that you completely, like Jake Gensel's hat trick against the Blue Jackets, whatever in 2017 that would have been, as a rookie, like the Jake Gensel 4-goal game against Philadelphia in 2018.
Damn, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, there's so many like just crazy stuff. So many like Crosby highlight videos. You're just like, man, I completely forgot like half of these goals, and they're all like stunning and stuff like that. But I also watched like big hit highlights. Like the NHL will do like the biggest hits of the year, and this guy's just getting tossed like 20 yards,
just getting trucked in the neutral zone.
Crazy stuff, like old fights. Like you forget like how brutal some of those old fights were. I have trouble watching games from like the 90s because it was so clutch and grab. Like it's shocking how it was like just they were just all over guys. Like, oh,
it was such an unpolished game then.
Yeah, like it's so everything is so like perfect and crisp in today's game that watching like 80s and 90s hockey, you're like, how these guys even skate up the ice? Like, there's a guy like literally hanging off his back. But
yeah, crazy.
Yeah, like you're out there playing, you're getting some roller hockey in.
Yep.
I'm sure Seattle's had good weather for it, hopefully. But no, I mean, this time of year for a hockey fan, man, it's just you're just scraping the bottom of the barrel, just trying to keep yourself entertained as much as possible because any rumor feels like it's half made up. Any news at this point, unless it's a big trade, is like AHL transactions, and but like there's just nothing out there. Like it just feels like we need something here, like this next week, getting into August, to kind of get like the news talking again a little bit.
Yeah, man. Or you know what I've been getting into lately is, it gets to be around 8-9 p.m. and I'm in my armchair and I'm watching something, having a couple beers, and I'm scrolling Instagram. I got it a few days ago. My phone is still going off every few hours with this, but I don't even follow this, but it's a page called The Hockey Opinion, and tells you I was drinking beers because I thought that like I don't know, I don't know, maybe like a more known account, maybe, no offense to The Hockey Opinion, but like I thought that maybe this was a more established account posted this, and it was a list of the greatest Russian players of all time. And I'm just scrolling, passing by it, and I'm like, let me see this list. Okay, we got Ovechkin 1, we've got Kharlamov 2, Fedorov 3, Datsuk 4, Kucherov 5, Malkin 6, Bure 7, McGillney 8, Tretiak 9, Larionov 10, Zubov 11, 12, Vasilevsky, Gonchar 13, Makarov 14, Bobrovsky 15. And I just throw a comment out on there, and I just say Malkin's better than Kuch. And then just throughout the night, even in today, I got 492 likes on it, and I have about 32 responses to it, and people just trying to carve me up, people agreeing with me, and I'm going back and forth with people, and I mean, oh my god, it's so hilarious. Like, I finally stopped responding in it, but there was a couple of people on here that were just like, I mean, it got ugly. We got to the point where, I mean, like, I was like, Cooch only won cups during shortened seasons. I mean, like, Malkin was a centerman, and he played in an era when, like, there were less goals scored. I don't know. I got into it. So I got to stay away from rage bait online and getting drawn into these arguments with people. But every once in a while, I get into one of those things, and I'll just throw out a hot take on a comment thread and just go toe-to-toe with somebody from God knows where about my takes on hockey. Or I get a bunch of people agreeing with me, and I go, that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Who is number 2 on that list?
Number 2 was Karlamov, and it doesn't have an NHL uniform. It has the CSKA jersey. Someone commented on here, have to give you credit for the ball knowledge here, especially with Karlamov. For anyone born after 2010, no one would know who Karlamov is. I'm
assuming it's... I just had to look it up. Valery Karlamov? I mean, that
Kharlamov.
Yeah, he never... he would have played for CSK Moscow. He died in 1981. He was only 33, but he won 2 Olympic golds. I'm assuming he probably is one of the. If we're being honest about that Russian list, if you were really into Russian hockey history, most of that list is probably made up of old Soviet players that like never played in the NHL. Like, I mean, some of those dudes were absolute freak shows. Tretiak was a nice pull on there.
Yeah.
You said Larionov, right?
Yeah, Tretiak was 9 and Larionov was 10.
Okay.
And then Makarov. I don't know who Makarov is. I'm assuming he could be. Was he a Soviet team guy? Maybe.
Who's his?
Siska as well, or CSKA.
Yeah. Would you say Makarov?
Yeah, Makarov.
He did come to the NHL for a little bit.
Okay.
He played, I think so. Yeah, he played for the Flames and Sharks for a little bit. But again, he won multiple gold medals. Yeah, it's Sergei Makarov. He's actually in the Hockey Hall of Fame as well.
Okay.
So he is another name on there. But yeah, if you really were a historian of Soviet hockey, Russian hockey, I guarantee you that list is probably full of old Soviet players that never actually played. They're just KHL players, basically. But yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so Malkin was what, 6?
Malkin was 6. In my argument, the whole reason I bring this up is I was going at it with about 15 different people saying Kucherov is better. One person got so mad at me that I said, this has to be recency bias. And someone was like, oh, God, like, are you insinuating one was born before the other? And I'm like, yes, that's recency bias. Malkin started his career before Kuch was in the league. Fortunately, I got to watch both of them in their primes. I would say Kucherov's probably kind of still in his prime right now. Wouldn't be shocked if he starts to tail off a little bit more. You know, I mean, he's had how many 100 plus 120 point seasons, but that's not going to keep up forever as much as, you know, some people do kind of stick it to Father Time for quite a bit longer than others. But I mean, where do you stand on my take with that? Do you think, would you put Malkin better than Kuch?
I love how they turned it into, like, you were saying Kucherov was bad. Like,
I know, that's the thing. I just said that Malkin was better.
It's like flipping the two. Like, okay, make Malkin 5 and Kucherov 6. There's not, like, the gap between them is not like the Grand Canyon. It's literally like, it's just like Malkin has all these again, Kucherov's a great player. It's not like you're like, Kucherov sucks. Like, no, that's not enough. But I mean, I think if you look at the whole body of work, like obviously Malkin's stories about clothes, like right now, if you look at the whole body of work, I think that you have a good case for Malkin being like a spot ahead. Who else did you say it was? Who was Ovechkin, Karlamov. Was
And then
Fedorov 3?
Fedorov was 3, Datsuk 4, which you could...
I would even argue that Datsuk should be below Malkin and Kucherov.
That's what... someone said that, too, in the comments. They were like, while you're at it, put Malkin above Datsuk as well. I mean, Datsuk was an amazing player, but, like... I don't know how much stock you put in this, but it's like, dude, Malkin was, if it wasn't for Ovechkin, he'd be the first overall pick, and like you build around a centerman like Malkin. If you remember, Datsuk was like a god 7th rounder, and Kucherov was like a 6th rounder, or a 5th rounder, or something like that. These guys were lottery pulls, and not that makes them better or worse. I'm just saying, like, Malkin came as advertised, and he won a What?
Kucherov was a 2nd rounder.
He was a 2nd rounder? Oh, for some reason I thought he was deeper than that. No, but I was like, I mean, Malkin won a Conn Smythe his, like, what, 2nd year in the league? 3rd year in the league?
Yeah, 3rd, yeah.
I don't know. That was a little bit of a tougher era. I'm going to say that.
Like, here's the thing. Like, Datsuk had not even 1,000 points. And he has less points in games. He's under a point.
Datsuk never hit 1,000 points?
No, he has 918.
Wow.
So like
he played on a line with Hully at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, but he has he's not even a point per game player. Like Kucherov and Malkin are both above that, like obviously. But he has 3 Selkies. Neither obviously Kucherov or Malkin don't have either.
Right.
But I mean, he has 2 cups. But Malkin has a Conn Smythe,
3 cups,
and a Hart Trophy. He has Art Ross trophies. Kucherov has a Hart Trophy and Art Ross trophies. I mean, they both have all 3 of them have multiple cups, but like Datsuk has such a and again, not saying this is not saying he's a bad player. He has such a reputation of like his deking and like how good he was with the puck, his hand skills, but like Malkin and Kucherov still past that. I'm moving both of them up that list. Over
Datsuk.
Over Datsuk.
Yeah, bump Datsuk down a few.
Yeah. If there's any argument there, it's that Malkin and Kucherov should be higher, and then you can debate from there. But yeah, I mean, Datsuk, and you said Sergei was 3rd, right?
Sergei Fedorov was 3rd, yeah.
That's probably hard to argue in terms of like overall impact.
Yeah, no qualms there.
In terms of overall impact, like you can make an argument he's like maybe even like in terms of like cultural impact more than Ovechkin almost.
Yeah, I think with the record breaking, it's like
it's tough. Yeah, like that's
it's tough.
It's tough. But like Sergei Fedorov, 3 cups, a Hart, 2 Selkies. 3 cups, 100th anniversary team, and obviously in the Hall of Fame. Like Fedorov was,
not to mention just so sick to watch. Not that Ovi is.
Fedorov came over in 1990. Like that was, but way before. Like that was right at the kind of when these guys were starting to come to the NHL. Glad Larionov got his due on that. I feel like sometimes people pass over Igor.
Yep, I'm glad he's on there too.
But. No, if there's any argument on this, is Kovalchuk on the list?
No, this is a 15. This is a 15-man roster they put together, and there is no Kovalchuk. No Evgeny Kuznetsov. Gonchar is 13th, and I don't know if this is rage bait either. Maybe this is because I'm a Penguins fan, but they have his jersey next to him as a Capitals jersey, not a Penguins one, which I get it, but. I mean,
he came in as a Capital, but like the most important parts of his career, I think, came in a Penguin uniform.
I feel like he's a Penguin.
Yeah, like again, I am a Penguins fan, so obviously we're biased here. But like when you say Sergei Gonchar, like the Penguins uniform pops up in my head. Like that just.
He played for Dallas too, didn't he?
He played for a bunch of teams after he left Pittsburgh. Let me bring it up here real quick. He had like a. Tour of the NHL after he left Pittsburgh. He was obviously in Washington for the beginning of his career for a big chunk. He played 10 years in Washington.
Okay.
3 in Ottawa, 2 in Dallas, 1 in Montreal, and 1 in Boston.
Wow, I didn't know he stuck around that long.
Yeah, his final season was 2014, 2015.
Okay, I kind of remember that. Did they not give him a big send off that year?
I mean, he played. How many games did he play that year? He played 48 games that final year. Like, I mean, he wasn't like he was one of those guys.
That's a decent amount.
Was just hanging on. He played a good chunk of games.
Oh, what? He was probably like a sixth defenseman, fifth or sixth defenseman. Yeah. Maybe had some injury or something. I don't really remember.
Guy. I mean, should be in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully, does at some point. But yeah, I mean, he's been around. I mean, his first year was 94, so never won a Norris though. Unfortunately, he kind of was when that Lindstrom.
Oof! I mean, it was a tough years when he was playing to pluck a Norris. Yeah. You know, there was no real outliers. Like, remember Jamie Benn winning like the scoring title? There was never.
It was
like 60, points. 60 points or something like that, or something ridiculous like that. I don't even think it was point per game. I don't know, but or no, was it a shortened season that year? Is that why it was?
He had 87 points in 82 games and won the Art Ross.
Okay, for some reason I thought it was like in the 60s, but
no.
There was those years that Gaunch was playing. I mean, no one was plucking a Norris like that during that time. There was, I mean, you had.
Oh no!
I mean, Mike Green was in Washington, who was just an animal, and you had even going back further, like you said, Lindstrom. Didn't he win the Norris every year for like 8 years?
He won, I think, 7 of them.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
7 Norris. He won. Let's see here. 01, 02, 03, 06, 07, 08. And 2011, like he won.
Damn, 2011 too.
He was,
amazing. Who's the next Lidstrom as far as like Norris's? Do you think Cale Makar is going to be that guy?
Well, Makar has 2 now.
Yeah,
Cale's one of them. I'd say that. I think Quinn Hughes can be that guy.
Okay,
I think those.
Does Quinn have one?
Quinn has one. Yeah. Quinn has one. I mean, Makar just goes out there and he had 92 points in 80 games. Like,
it's unreal.
That's not even. I mean, that's
that might not even be his best season too. Like coming up, like he might have his best season.
Yeah, he's only 26.
He's 26. I mean, who's to say at 20, 28, 29, 30, 32 even for like a defenseman like him? I mean, think of when did Doughty win a Norris a little bit later on in his career, didn't he? Didn't he win it in like? Well, I guess this would have been like. Did he win it in 2016?
Yeah. Yep.
Guess, God, how old would he have been then?
He would have been 26.
Okay, that's pretty young. I didn't know Doughty was that young, man. I thought Doughty was. We're getting old. Time's passing by.
But then you have a guy like Shea Weber that never won one.
True. I was actually, what's funny? I was listening to Spit and Chicklets, but I was listening to old episodes, and I listened to when the Penguins were going through their cup run in 2017, and I was just listening to their coverage of their playoff run and hearing them pick against the Penguins every series, pretty much being like, they went to the cup final last year. They don't have Letang, and God, I forgot where I was going with this. You just mentioned something where I was like, what would you just mention?
Weber?
Oh yeah, Shea Weber. All they talked about was that trade with Nashville because PK was the guy. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about it too, like Chris Letang never he had like votes 1 year for Norris, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a finalist once, and I do not remember what year that was. I can bring it up here, but yeah, he was a finalist one time, maybe twice. Norris. He was a finalist in 2013, and that's it.
2013, and that's it?
He was 4th in voting in 2016, but he wouldn't have been like one of the 3 finalists.
Yeah, not one of the 3 finalists. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I don't think Penguins fans would be too mad at that. He never was like. I mean, he was always kind of like the power play.
Those Carlson years, like Carlson at his prime, PK at his prime, Doughty at his prime, Weber at his prime. Yeah, Weber never won, but like he was still in that conversation always. So it's just, I mean, defenseman is such. There's
Duncan
so many.
Keith, Seabrook.
Yeah, I forgot about Duncan Keith. There's just so many like great defenseman, and it's so focused on offense that that's why they're talking about making a defensive defenseman award. Just because like a guy like Jacob Slavin is never going to win the Norris Trophy.
No,
it's not really fair.
Yeah, I don't know why they are stalling on that so much. Like the fans have been kind of talking about that. Talking heads in the media have talked about that for a long time, and I think it's a valid because they have two different MVP trophies basically for players, right? Like they have there's the Art Ross, and then there's
that's the points trophy.
That's the points trophy. Then there's the Hart Trophy, which is
that's voted on by media, and then you have I think the Ted Lindsay is voted on by
players.
That or the Pearson is voted on by players. Yeah.
Well, forwards usually are throwing their name in the hat for that, unless a goalie has an unreal season, which is super rare. Like they get nominated for that kind of stuff. But like, yeah, there's all these different awards, and they have the Selke, they have the Art Ross, and they should have a Norris, they should change it to the Orr Award or whatever, like a point-getting defenseman's award, and then they should like Carlson won it and they didn't make the playoffs. What is like? Remember that one year? And it's like, dude, they should have like the Selke version for a defenseman.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. With
Basically, just give it to Jacob Slavin every year.
Yeah, that's fine.
No one on the Penguins is winning that anytime soon. I'll tell you that.
No. Nobody in Pittsburgh's winning any that or goaltending awards.
Nope.
Anytime soon. But I'm glad you're spending your off season yelling at random people on Instagram or getting in fights about how we rank Russian hockey players. But I think your points are completely fair. The overall point being the overall point should be that Datsuk is way too high. Kucherov and Malkin are both above him, and then we can argue on Kucherov and Malkin being 4 or 5.
Fair. That's kind of where I'm at with it too. We should throw out our own hot take list sometime. We should make our own hot take list.
What was you had a hot take last week? You texted me. I can't remember.
Oh, let me pull it up quick because, man, I've been thinking about something we should start doing, and it'll take a little bit to iron out, but I was thinking the hot take hot stove. Basically, we just give a couple hot takes each and we round table them, and hopefully our listeners on Twitter just argue with us and we can talk about it on the air. But let me see here. Looking through right here. Oh, this was my hot take. I said this was at 10:33 p.m., so this was definitely after a few beers in the armchair. I said, let Gino wear the C at some point.
That's what it was, yeah.
Because it's his last year as a Penguin. He was drafted before Sid. He would be probably a captain number 1C on any other team for the majority of his career. I said, let Gino wear the C at some point, whether it's all year or just the last home game. Sid will get it back, but I was thinking all year's a stretch, but what about the last home game of the year? You give Gino the C.
That's honestly, I like the line of thinking. I don't hate it, actually. One game, last home game, it would be, I believe, if my memory's correct, it'd be against Washington, which would be almost perfect. I mean, why not?
Why not?
It'd be so funny to see Sid with an A, and just tell Gino he has to just do cap and things like argue every call, like just him talking to the refs in general would be really, really funny.
It would.
Just tell him he has to do straight Russian, like he can't speak English. He just has to speak it straight.
Well, when he gets fired up, it's just straight Russian coming out.
Oh, probably. Yeah, he probably said so many swear words and just straight Russian that half the guys have no idea what he's even saying. No, I don't hate the idea, honestly. Put the C on his chest for one game and just let him go have fun. I think it would be a very fitting tribute. I think I can't imagine Sid would be against it at all.
No,
at all. It'd just be really funny seeing Sid with an A on his shirt.
It would. When's the last time he wore an A? Was it? Did he wear one his rookie season at one point?
I don't know if it was rookie season. It might have been his second season. That or he took it over when Mario left. I can't remember exactly.
Oh yeah, it would have been with Mario.
There was one season where they had no captain. It was Sid's second season, I think. They were just a bunch of A's, and then the next year, the next offseason when he got named captain, he was the youngest captain in NHL history at that point.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle.
Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue, subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there's one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
Did Landeskog end up beating him at one point?
He might, maybe to win not to win a cup. It might have been Landeskog may have beaten him by like a year.
Yeah, youngest player to wear the C or something.
Because I think McDavid was even a little bit older than Crosby when he was named captain of Edmonton. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate your idea. I think it's an intriguing idea just to go out there and let him wear the C. I think it'd be really, really funny to see him take on that captain role. I mean, he could have gone anywhere and been a captain all those years, and he stayed in Pittsburgh. So let him wear it one game, put an A on Crosby's jersey, and honor Gino in his last home game. I think that would be very, very fitting for them to send him off that way. I like that idea.
Thank you. I think it'd be awesome. And I think that it's, just kind of like to what you were saying where like he could have gone anywhere. I mean, there's literally been, like Gino said it like himself where he was just like, remember that, I forget who it was with, but he has that thing on YouTube where he has a pretty in-depth interview and he's kind of just driving around Pittsburgh and he's talking and he's like, I think this was when maybe he was re-upping on his contract, not the last one, but I can't remember when it was exactly. But he said, he was like, I thought about going elsewhere. I could go elsewhere, but he even said, he's like, I thought it was best to stay here in Pittsburgh and try to win with Sid. And those were his exact words. And I was thinking like, man, for an elite talent like him in the league, and it's so, I think Gino's one of the most disrespected amongst like media members and like just like ESPN. Remember he was left off the ESPN like top 50 or top 100 players that one year. I think maybe they said he would have like he was the 101st best. I thought that was so disrespectful. Some of the players they put on there over Gino, he might be one of the most, because he's overshadowed by Sidney Crosby. I mean, he might be one of the most overshadowed, overlooked, underappreciated players. Maybe, probably he's on a short list in the NHL history, probably. But the dude was so dominant. He could have gone anywhere else. He chose to swallow his ego and his pride, which, Gino, let's be honest, he's always had an ego. Like, he's never been shy about that. No. He knows he wanted more money than Sid, and the Penguins happily paid him. Remember, 8-7, he got, 9-5 or something like that? to lock him up long term. So like, I just think it would be fitting to just be like, even if it's just one game, give him the C. And hell, if you're the Penguins and you want a marketing ploy, start putting some Geno Penguin sweaters out for sale with a C on them for his last season. Like, those will fly off the shelves. Everyone will remember that game too.
That would be, I mean, you could brand the whole entire thing around just doing that. You can make it the Malkin C game or something like that. It would be absolutely a great way to put people in seats, especially when you're probably going to have some emptier arenas this year with the team struggle. So it'd be fantastic to see Malkin wear that C. And I think you should email the Penguins. That's a really funny idea, in my opinion.
I should email Malkin or his booking agent and be like, hey, you should talk to your agent about getting the C for a game and send me one. And one of those cool Gorin Bros hats that they all wear.
Dude, those things are so expensive. They're nice, but they're expensive.
Dude, are they like $160 or something?
I think it depends. Like I think the ones were like $60. Because I looked them up and they're like really cool hats. And
they are.
And they're like, wow, that's really expensive for a hat. I'm sorry.
It's an expensive bucket, but man, it would be cool. It would be cool to have them on for the pod too. Just one of those Gorin Bros, like super tall crown hats.
They're like massive, like trucker hats too. Like they're like really,
dude. Yeah, they're like this tall.
Yeah, they're really big.
They're like the Doug Dimmadome hat from Fairly Odd Parents.
yeah, the old like 10-gallon the old 10-gallon hat. Yeah. But no, they're cool hats. But I can't justify paying the price. Malkin was like the one that started that too.
He did
a couple years ago, and they kind of took off after that. They have I think Sid and Letang have their own now too.
Well, I saw that he took the whole team to this Gorin Bros hat factory, and they all the whole team made one, which seems cool. At? I don't know where the Gorin Bros are, but at the end of the season or towards the end of the season, I think they literally made a little video about it. Like everyone went and got them done on. It's on YouTube.
I don't know. Was it on the Penguins YouTube?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
And if it wasn't on YouTube, maybe it was just on their Instagram.
Okay.
I could imagine that being the case, but I saw pictures on the Instagram of the whole team. I remember seeing everybody, Pierre-Olivier Joseph, I don't know, just everyone was in line getting these hats made.
Huh. I'll have to try to find that. I didn't realize he took the whole team.
I know. I'm did he buy part ownership in that company or something? But yeah, man. Anyways, for my hot take, I was like, yeah, why not? Give him the seat.
I like it. I like that. That I think that's a fitting tribute to Malkin. A good way to send him off into retirement.
Speaking of hot takes, I thought I'd maybe bring this up too. I was actually playing hockey. I got back to my phone, and I had a text message from Brian, loyal listener.
Oh.
And he sent me... let me see here. Listening to the pod now, the whole Carlson situation just got me thinking. When you were talking about playoff teams and said Vegas, Pietrangelo is going to be on the LTIR and makes $8.8 million as a right shot D. Who else is also making similar money as a right shot D? Carlson.
Who's making similar money to Erik Karlsson?
No, Pietrangelo.
Oh.
Because in Vegas, Pietrangelo is on the LTIR now. His career's done, I think. Sounds like.
Well, that's a hell of a way to go out. He was still pretty productive.
He said something about quality of life, he needs to heal up so that he can live a normal life. No idea what this injury Pietrangelo has is, but if he's going to be shelved all year and he's going to be on LTIR, maybe never plays again, I think what Brian is insinuating is you think Vegas puts their hand up for a guy like Karlsson this is kind of in the same vein as hot takes, but I thought that got me thinking when I got back to my phone. I was like, man, maybe Vegas, they just spent a bunch of money on Marner though. And I don't know how they're going to make all that fit, but every year they find someone to put on the LTIR to make it work. But
yeah, I'm reading his statement, not like the full statement. Yeah, it definitely sounds like man alive, unless something really drastically changes. It sounds like his career might be over.
Which is it kind of was under the radar. Pietrangelo is a legend, dude. Like Canadian hockey legend, like won a cup as a captain with St. Louis. Like, I mean, big time piece. Like he was a huge, like kind of the same ilk of like a Shea Weber. And he basically was just kind of like, I'm probably hanging it up. And I don't think a lot of people no one really talked about it that much.
No, I mean, that was 3 weeks ago now. And and that was still like, before, that was even before free agency. So it was still in the thick of like, it either just got lost in the mix of draft / free agency and end of cup, end of season, stuff like that, because like it just kind of got tossed in there. But yeah, I found the quote and the article on it. It definitely sounds like, unless something drastically changes, I guess it sounds, based on what the guy on Reddit said, and I'll take that with a grain of salt. He said he can't technically retire if he still wants to get his full contract. So he has to stay on LTIR to get that contract paid out.
Which basically just means he's got to stick around Vegas and like show up for like, I mean, doesn't that basically mean he just has to show up every once in a while and get like a physical to make sure he's still hurt?
Probably get checked out. But listen, if there's going to be a place where I can get paid millions of dollars to relax, Vegas is on the short list.
Oh yeah, I mean, you probably couldn't draw up a better place to.
I mean, it's not like you're in Winnipeg. Like, no offense to Manitoba, but I mean, listen.
Oh, they would know. They're not Vegas.
Vegas is on the short list of places that if I want to get paid millions of dollars to get a doctor's appointment once a month, Vegas is definitely on that list, because you can jet to the beaches in California real quick if you need a little getaway. You can hang out. I mean, Vegas is nice, like literally all the time. Like you don't have to worry. I mean, Vegas is Vegas itself. Yeah, there's very few places other than Vegas that I could think that would be better for being retired, or being healing or recovering from an injury, getting paid. God knows what his contract even is, probably $8 or $9 million.
I think Brian said it was 8.8 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Collecting 8.8 million a year for a couple of years just to get doctor's appointments once or twice a month or whatever, once every couple months. And yeah, I'm sure he's got a nice little home out there, nice setup or whatever. No one's feeling that bad for him. What I just wonder is I don't know. I don't remember if anything got changed in the CBA about this either, but like, I wonder if there's going to be like, I wonder if he'll get his money will get traded at all. And he'll actually, like, remember when Shea Weber his contract got traded to like, the Coyotes had like a Hall of Fame roster at one point, all on LTIR. It's like, will Petro eventually get traded from Vegas and his jerseys? Like, I don't know. He just ends up in like, I don't know, San Jose, Pietrangelo jersey in San Jose. He's on his LTIR is on the books there.
Yeah, Datsuk got that in Arizona at one point too.
He did.
But no, Pietrangelo has 2 years left on the contract. Now he does have a no movement clause, which I don't know if that affects when you're on LTIR. I'm assuming it does, but yeah, he 8.8 for the next 2 seasons, hanging out in the desert. I can't imagine a few situations would be better than that. But
I mean, aside for Pietrangelo, seems like he's such a lifer. Like he has like no ego. Like he seems like a real salt of the earth classic, like Canadian, just a steady Eddie defenseman. I don't think that he's probably not thrilled about hanging it up, but
no, I'm sure
for the average folk like us, it's like, man, 8.8 million to just kind of go away. I'd take it.
I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, man, I'd take that in a heartbeat. Take that in a freaking heartbeat.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to bring up when we were on the topic of hot takes. I don't know. Carlson is kind of it's a stretch. Who knows what they'll do with that contract? But one thing I wanted to ask you about, Robbie, is it's kind of Penguins news. It's kind of the only thing sniffing around right now as far as like updates on the organization. Yeah, not the team, the organization. But where are you at with these rumors that maybe Lemieux and co are putting their name back in the hat to take over some sort of stake in ownership with the Pens?
Honestly, I'm more like surprised than anything because like
really?
I mean, we're talking less than 5 years. I mean, they sold in 22, 23, somewhere in there. It just seems very quick turnaround. I don't know what changed. Franchise value. It's not like they're struggling with their valuation is still immeasurably high. Like, FSG doesn't just offload properties either. So I don't know. I mean, I will never say no to having Mario Lemieux more involved in the Penguins. Obviously, their best success has always come with him involved in the Penguins. But as long as the outlooks align with like Dubas and all parties, I would never be disappointed for more more Mario Lemieux in Pittsburgh. And to me, it was more like, at first it was like, okay, is this really legit? Is it just a rumor? And then it's kind of like picked up more steam since then.
Yeah, it has.
So obviously whether or not it gets done is to be seen. But it's just more of a surprise. Like they just sold, in terms of like sports ownership, that's not really a long time. There's people that own sports franchises for decades. So yeah, it was just more of a surprise to me, but I'm not against it in any way, especially if the outlooks align. And Mario understands that rebuilding happens. I mean, he's been through that before. If that's what happens, I'm completely happy about it. Absolutely.
I mean, it could only be a plus, I think, getting Mario involved back in. And I don't know why my brain goes here, Robbie, but I wonder if your brain goes there at all too. Is that with Jágr maybe finally hanging up the skates once and for all, and Mario getting back involved? I just feel like that strengthens the alliance there with Jágr again. And I mean, if we're going full tank mode, like we all know next year is not going to be great. We all know that this is going to be a slow climb back to the top. And this is all without consideration of Sid sticking around, leaving, whatever. I'm not going there. But, Sid's only got a couple years left under contract. Who knows how long he keeps playing hockey. But, I mean, why not get... Like, I think it could only be a good thing if you get Lemieux back. And you've got Lemieux, remind kids and, youth that are going to the games that, this guy was a huge part of the Penguins sticking around in the success in the early years that set up for years in the future. I think Jágr, like I was alluding to, would be more inclined to be involved with the organization if him and Lemieux, or if Lemieux was there. I don't know. I don't think he's an owner. It's different than having like a president or something like that. But man, it'd be kind of cool. And the Penguins have done such a good job of honoring the past as well, which, fans like us, Robbie, with the way the future looks right now with the team, it's still got to be built. But we got nostalgia goggles on all the time, and the past means a lot to us. All these players that came through Pittsburgh, the ones that stuck around for a long time, the ones that weren't there for too long. But I'd love to see Lemieux come back, and maybe that would also kind of usher in kind of a little bit of an era where we can shine a light back on, like, kind of like what Shanahan did with the Maple Leafs when he took over there. And they created, I forget what it's called, but up there in Toronto, they did a thing that Shanahan got really involved with. And it was sort of like honoring past players, whether they're, long gone alive or dead or whatever, it doesn't matter. But he really started to like embrace the past or whatever. And I think it'd be cool to get Lemieux back in. And I mean, you think about it now, the Cup runs are almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be hitting 10 years. Next year will be the 10-year anniversary of the 2016 one. This year, like, it didn't hit me till day of, but, like, we just passed the 10-year anniversary of the Phil Kessel trade. Like,
isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's, like, I thought about that. I'm like, that's a decade. And I mean, it's like a quasi Hall of Fame kind of thing, like what you're talking about. And I'd be fully on board with the Penguins. They apparently do have a Hall of Fame that is just like dormant. I would be completely on board with them, especially with this era coming to an end. Just completely scrapping it and start fresh. We'll start with like a big first class. Like you could do like your early players, like from the original teams up until like the 70s and 80s. Obviously have like Mario, Yager, Francis in there. And they just build it out after that as guys retire and stuff like that. Because it's just, I think we're at that point now where the Penguins are over. I mean, they're going to be like literally 60 years old.
I know.
I think next year, 2016 or 2026 is the 60th season. So no better time, in my opinion, than to start reflecting on that and kind of putting that all in perspective, because you're kind of winding down this era. You've had consecutive championship eras, and start building for the next one.
Dude, totally. Like, bolster like the kind of presence that these like famous players, and you could even go into coaches and GMs. I mean, you could make it, it doesn't have to be like the Hockey Hall of Fame where you have to, have so much to get in. Like, just honor big names from the past or whatever. And like, there's going to be some lulls in success coming up over the next few years, and why not use that as a focal point? Like you and I think there's a plethora of fans that are probably close to our age, maybe, within 10 years of each other, that would be a reason to get up and go to the game. Like if the Penguins are going to get blown out that game, but maybe they're honoring a certain person that night, or like they're having a certain deal down at I'm struggling to think of what it's called, but yeah, like a quasi kind of like Hall of Fame, a Walk of Fame or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
but get some.
I would agree with that.
If Lemieux came back in, why not fire something up like that? I think that he'd be a great person to kind of get something like that going.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Like, obviously, like that would be perfect. I absolutely agree with that. Bring Yager back for that. Like, God, can you imagine Yager being like the chairman of the Penguins Hall of Fame?
That'd be so sick.
That like telling like 15-year-old me that it would completely blow like my mind. Like
he's like Lanny McDonald with the Hall of Fame, where like he calls in his Czech voice and he says, "Hey, this is Jaromir Jagr," and like you're welcome to he calls Kevin Stevens or something. He's like, "Welcome to the Penguins Hall of Fame."
Yeah,
and
but like they induct just his mullet.
It's like that Simpsons episode where Snake's hair comes off and he like haunts Homer, but it's like Jaromir Jagr's mullet.
Yeah, it's just like around, it's just around.
It's just around. It's like that octopus at the Seattle aquarium that gets out of his cage and goes and like hunts other fish. Have you ever heard of that?
Is that a true story?
Yeah, there was like an octopus at the Seattle aquarium that would get out of its cage, and they didn't know until they checked security camera, but like fish would be missing, and he'd just go into tanks and like kill these fish. But it's just Jaromir Jagr's mullet,
just around
in PPG Paints Arena.
It's just like hanging with the banners, just the mullet.
The cameraman every once in a while just like finds it and he goes, "Oh, and there's Jagr's mullet there up against the glass."
Yeah, on a national broadcast of like one of the ESPN guys, and like it just flashes his mullet in a different look. It's like Iceberg running around the arena. It's like a mascot.
Yeah, it's like the mascot, but just kind of creepier and
much creepier. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. We're just inducting Jaromir Jagr's mullet into the
I mean, it's one of the best mullets, maybe not only in hockey history, but like of all time. Like, might be one of the quintessential mullets.
I think it's like, if you think hockey mullet, like that's probably the image that pops into your head. Like,
it's funny because totally. Like, I think if you went to go get a haircut and you're like, I want like a hockey mullet, and they're like, I don't really know what that is, you would just show them Jagr's hair.
Yeah,
he also had like, he was one of those typical like examples, like that guy didn't use probably any hair product or anything, and he just had feathery, beautiful locks just like naturally.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't grow hair like that. It was curly and flowing, and it was just, again, it was the quintessential hockey mullet. Like,
the only one that rivals that, and some people might not even know who this is, but like, do you remember Ali Afraidy?
Yeah,
I think his nickname was like Captain America, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, let's see if I can pull that
But
up.
he had the bald like top, but then he had flowing hair all around. And like, do you remember like one game he got hit and he was like, you could tell he was embarrassed. Like he like scurried to get his helmet and like cover his like head back up.
Yeah.
And then I think he embraced it. But Ally Afradia, I think I have a hockey card of his, and it's him skating around, and you can see just the monkey bum on the top of the head with like the flowing long hair coming out the helmet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's I mean, if you're gonna go bald, yeah, it's just really fun. The top of the head it's almost like I don't think I've ever seen anybody with hair like that.
I haven't either. That's like that guy is just letting it ride. Like that guy's wife probably says, "Let me get the hair trimmers out and get rid of that thing," and he goes, "No."
His nickname was Wild Thing.
Wild Thing, perfect.
Yeah.
He was a Washington Capital.
He was Capital. He was in Toronto. He was drafted by the Maple Leafs.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. That's a haircut, ladies and gentlemen.
That is. They don't make them like that anymore.
No, that's a rare breed. You don't see many mullets. Jamie Benn kind of had a mullet, like a quasi. It wasn't but he had that long slick back for a while. You don't see many mullets in the NHL anymore.
Yeah, who even really? That Cody McLeod up there I think he plays in Buffalo now. He was with the Oilers. I think he had a little bit of a mullet. Dude, I think now with like with the helmet on rules and warm up and all that, I just don't think a lot of players have incentive to just have that nice flow anymore. Because there was nothing cooler than you go to a hockey game and they're going no bucket during warm ups.
Yeah, it's very few guys go no bucket anymore during warm ups.
No, but hardly any. Drew Doughty is one that always does it still, I think. That guy looks like a greasy Canadian. Like he rocks it. He looks
like he bathes in like hair oil. Like his hair is always shiny, like too shiny almost.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's got product in it, I think. He also looks, if you saw him out in the public, you'd be like, that guy works at a tire shop. That guy does not.
He looks like if you looked at his hands, that they'd be covered in like oil.
Yeah, exactly.
He just changed oil for some reason. Like, why is he covered why is there a stain on his shirt? Like, he could be dressed in a tux, and like, he just like, why is there a stain on his shirt? Like,
I love that about some hockey players is you're like, that guy is so skilled and makes so much money, but if you took him off the hockey rink and put him in pedestrian clothes, people would walk by them and be like, oh, like there's a mechanic at this nice restaurant.
Does this guy need money?
Yeah, I think Doughty's a great example of that. There's a bunch of
Joe Thornton when he had the beard,
for sure. Jumbo,
yeah, Jumbo,
Ryan O'Reilly,
Ryan O'Reilly definitely
the fact daddy.
Yeah, I mean he's the dude to crash into a Timmy Hortons. So like,
did he?
Yeah, this is he might have still been playing for Buffalo. I think he might have been drunk. I think he got a DWI.
Oh yeah, I think him and I'll never forget Riley Shahan also got a DUI. I think.
God, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, I think he's playing over in Europe now. But yeah, Ryan O'Reilly. There's a bunch of players that just
Phil
look
Kessel
at them.
Could be like that.
Dude, Phil Kessel looks like a poker player. Like he
played. I mean, he's a pro poker. I mean, he joined the circuit.
I know, but like he's always looked like a guy who might be in a casino, back corner of a casino playing poker with like a hat down over his eyes.
I'm trying to think of like Bill Guerin would look like a homeless person too sometimes.
Dude, for sure. Billy G, that dude, he's massive. Like he looks like he'd be at a casino all the time too. No offense to Billy G, I love the guy, but.
Oh man, yeah. There's so many hockey players that like, if they weren't on a hockey rink, you'd think that they're like you said, like a tire mechanic. Like,
yeah,
like why is this guy covered in oil for no reason?
Totally, a lot of them are like that, and it doesn't really go the other way too much. Where you're like, that guy is. Well, actually, I don't know. Like some players, like remember Patrick Sharp?
Oh yeah,
that guy would. If he was like, I'm a professional hockey player, people would be like, you're probably like a swimsuit model or a Calvin Klein model. Lundqvist does not look like a hockey player at all.
No, Lundqvist is like, he's just so like, everything about him just looks so like Like Eric Carlson's kind of the same way though. Eric Carlson, he has long hair, but like maybe it's a Swedish thing. I don't know.
I think he looks like a soccer player to me. Which I don't know why, but I'm like, that guy looks, if you took a photo of him and you were like, this guy plays for FC Barcelona or like, I don't know, maybe not Barcelona, but if you're like, this guy's in the Premier League, you'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I could see the way he like carries himself. I could absolutely, I could see that. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that are like, why is this guy like, this guy that looks like you pulled him off the street out of like a pizza shop. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, he's won like 4 Norris trophies and like 3 Stanley Cups, by the way.
Dustin Bufflin, you'd be like, oh, he plays for the Steelers?
Yeah. If Bufflin would have been in Pittsburgh at any point and like when walking around like, dude, met a linebacker for the Steelers.
Yeah. Or just like that's a football fan. Like if you saw him eating like 3 hot dogs at a hot dog cart outside of like whatever the stadium's called out there, you'd be like, how many beers you had tonight, pal? He'd be like, I play for the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah. There was a picture back in 2016 when they played San Jose in the Cup of Jumbo Joe walking around Pittsburgh in jeans and no shirt and just his full beard.
I remember that.
And it's just like, dude, he did not look like he was ready to play in a Stanley Cup final game that night.
What was up with that photo? Like,
I don't know why he was walking shirtless in downtown Pittsburgh in jeans, but he was.
Like, that's like, I just had too many wings and beers and I need to walk this off before I get in an Uber.
Yeah, fair.
Well, Robbie, that's all I really had, man. The hot take was fun to get into. I actually, as we were talking, I just got a notification. 500 people have officially liked my Malkin's better than Cooch comment on that. I
think that means you were right.
I think I won.
Yeah, I think you won that one because unless you have like 1,000 negative comments, I'm going to say you won that one.
I think there's only 32 comments. Some of them are mine firing back. So I think, and it's the top comment now on that thread. So I tagged Malkin in it too because I was hoping Malkin was bored enough that he'd see it and chime in and be like, "I'm better." 4 years Russian Super League or whatever he said.
Man, that would have been so funny. That would have been so funny.
I don't think Kucherov played in the Super League either. I think Kucherov played in like the OHL.
I believe so. Now that you say that,
I think he was an OHL guy. I think Malkin, before he even came to North America, was in what is now the KHL.
Yeah, he was from Magnitogorsk. No, Kucherov played for Siska.
Oh, he did? How many years?
Yeah. Let's pull up the stats here. 1. Oh, he did go to the Q then.
Oh, he went to the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, which is the weirdest name for a junior league. Sorry.
He played not even a full season in the Q before he was drafted.
Wow. Well, good for him, I guess.
Yep. He didn't play very long for Siska either, though, but he did play professionally for Siska.
Those Russian stats, when you look up like people who played over there, it makes like no sense because I feel like they play fewer games, but sometimes they'll have fewer points and goals than you'd like expect. You'd think they'd light that league up, but I guess they don't count second assists over there. And
and honestly,
do they play on big ice? Do they play on like the bigger ice?
I believe they play on international ice, yeah.
Which that makes it a little bit of a different game for sure.
Oh, it definitely does, yeah.
So I guess I get it, but yeah, kind of weird. Every time I look at like KHL stats, like maybe a player from America goes over there, and I'm like, okay, he played 12 games, he had 6 goals and like 4 assists, and they'll be like, he's one of the best players over there, and it's like, just looking at the stats, I'm like, how? That doesn't, how does that? There's people in the AHL that get, Boris Kachuk had like 6 goals in 6 games at one point, and I'm like, how is this guy not? Anyways, it's just different. Yeah. Anyways, man.
All right, guys.
Dude, this is where we're at, I guess, with like the season. These are what podcasts, if they're not a mailbag, it's going to be us just doing hot takes, talking, waxing poetic about the past, and just whatever little news there is, we'll feast on it. But there's just not much there.
No, right now there is not, unfortunately. Maybe something at some point, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. But if it does, we'll be there. We definitely need to get a mailbag in here soon.
For
maybe
sure.
next week. But Snell, if you don't have anything else, I'm going to put a wrap on this, and he shakes his head no. So for Snell, I'm Robbie. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good end of your July.